Hey guys, so today you and I are going to talk about tech leads. So let's get into it. So the question in question was, Frederick, how can a software engineering lead add value to a team, especially when they aren't the strongest developer in the team? Domain knowledge and administrative work. That's what. So usually the way a software developer achieves seniority, true seniority, not the toy title that everybody who has 5 years something something plus slaps on their CV, even though I can't even imagine what is senior to these people. I don't get it. They need to be held by the hand to even set up a meeting with another team. Anywho, true seniority and the path to true seniority for a software developer is usually found that you start as a software developer and then you become the team lead or the tech lead or whatever, and then you might go in different routes and so forth. The reason why that is a very natural transition is because you have to first understand the coding, and then it's very organic that the person who has the most domain knowledge or the most experience or something like that gets to be involved at a higher level. Now, the average engineering lead or tech lead or whoever is just an individual who has coding knowledge and knowledge of the system, and then gets to be in all the meetings and planning and talks to like the product owner or the product manager or the testers or whoever, like all these other stakeholders that the team might have in the ecosystem of the company. It becomes the single point of contact for the engineers, if that makes sense. And the role that you hold when you are a tech lead or a team lead, it has very little to do with you necessarily being like the best software developer in the team. It's really great if you are, but the main thing that you need to be able to do as the tech lead is to communicate with stakeholders, have domain knowledge, and domain knowledge isn't really specific to like being the strongest technical person in the team. You just have to know how the system works and how the different surrounding third-party services and like how things are set up, if that makes sense. Know the lay of the land, and a junior level software developer can do that. They probably probably not so self autonomous or confident that they can hold this role, but I've seen that happen more than once. It's not weird or anything like that. It really comes down to that. You just have to have the domain knowledge and enough tech skills to answer questions and sit in meetings, and ideally have some administrative skills, because basic knowledge of work practices and these sorts of things is pretty much all you need to be a tech lead. If you want to be a really good tech lead, you have to have a little bit of vision and all these other sorts of things. But to be able to do the job, you don't have to worry. You don't have to be the most senior profile in the team. I've actually seen many situations where you have tech leads or team leads who are maybe they have 4 years or something of work experience, and they run a team where there are people working like senior level software developers who have like 20 years of experience. But the thing with them is like they don't want the role. It's not that they can't do it, it's that someone has to do it. It's sort of, how do I put this in a nice way, there are some jobs that are so difficult that you have to have a person who has like enormous skill to be able to even do the job. But guys, if you think about it, most occupations, most professions in this world are not so complicated that someone is that the smartest person in the room has to do the job. It's just work that needs to be done, if that makes sense. And that's how a 90-year-old can run the show at a local supermarket, even though you have people who are who are middle-aged who are there as well. Because the job, the age and the experience is not the thing that dictates whether or not you should have the job. It's really down to, can you do it, and are you available or like willing to do it? And tech lead, guys, it's very much the same sort of thing. Of course, it's great if the tech lead is like the best software developer in the team, but it's not a hard requirement, not by a long shot. So what I want you to take away from this is that, of course, a software engineer can become a tech lead and add value to a team, even if they're not the most senior experience, because being a tech lead is not about being like the best coder in the room. It is about administrative work, talking to stakeholders, creating stories, planning out work, communication, etc., etc., and it's about domain knowledge. You have to be able to answer questions. 90% of what you do, like these days, like right now, I work as a tech lead as well, and I've been a tech lead on many occasions, guys. I've shown my junior coworkers, because I usually let them shadow me when they are new, so that they kind of learn how the ecosystem works. And they're all pretty much surprised when I say, have you noticed something about the meetings we've been in together? No, what do you mean? You see, I say maybe 2 sentences in the entire meeting, because most of what my job is literally, apart from the coding and like managing the team, is to sit in meetings and either give input when I feel that it's relevant, but most of it is listening. Is listening to other people, understanding like the business people, the different stakeholders and their perspectives, and adding value when I can. And many times it's really down to just sitting there and answering questions when somebody is wondering about how the system works or what's possible to build and what's not possible to build. And all of that stuff really comes down to just being able to do something that even a junior level software developer can do. Have a great day.